Again, good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to our August membership meeting. It's good to be here, and it's good to see so many people coming to the meeting. We have a lot for this afternoon, so I will ask Pastor Brown. Is Pastor Brown, was he on the?
Pastor Brown's not yet on the call, but Mark Holmes, or Mr. Robert Jones is on the call with us. He could lead us in with prayer.
Okay. Mr. Jones, would you lead us in the prayer to start us off?
Yes, I will. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Almighty God, Heavenly Father, we give you thanks, praise, honor, and glory for this new day. We ask that you would be with us as we have this meeting, and pray that your spirit would be able to guide us in our thinking and actions. We pray that you would be blessing us with whatever is necessary to do that which we are about to discuss. We ask blessings upon those who are not with us, and pray that they will be with us maybe later on in this meeting time. We ask blessings upon all those who will be participating in this meeting, and ask that it be done in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Okay. Well, we will follow the agenda today. As I was saying, I will let Chief Noller speak to us, give him a few minutes to speak to us in his official new role. Alan, do you have the agenda where you can put it up on the screen?
Apologies, I've been out of town this last week and I haven't had access to my personal email.
Okay, I have an agenda. So we will just go on and let Chief Noller address the membership. We'll give him a few minutes and then we'll follow the agenda as sent out this morning.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mack. And like I said earlier, my niece is getting married this afternoon, so it's kind of exciting.
Everyone, please mute your buttons if you're not speaking. Please mute your buttons.
I just wanted to make sure that I was here for the first NAACP meeting after I was officially named the chief of police, because I wanted to show our commitment to building a positive relationship with the members of the NAACP and the minority community. I think it's absolutely imperative that we have that open dialogue, understanding from my end that sometimes you're going to be calling me about stuff that's uncomfortable for me, but we need to have that transparency. We need to have that relationship where you can do that. It was interesting when we had I think it was the Mary Jane barbecue at the city, City Park. I was able to talk to a few people out there about their desire to help us with recruiting. I'm really excited about moving forward with that and getting some ideas from you on how we can increase minority recruiting and just recruiting in general. And I think we can move forward and partner maybe in that way as well. I will give you guys my phone number. I've given it out before. It really hasn't changed, but my direct line is 553-2926. That rings at my desk. I may not always be able to answer it, but I will call you back as soon as I can. If there's issues that you want to discuss, whether it's local or on the national stage, I'm here for that conversation. I may not always give you the answer you want, but I will always be honest and transparent in what it is we do as an organization. I also want to thank Mr. Wiley for having said on that panel, his presence there along with other community members is vital to what we do. And I think it's a continuation of what we've done internally on our selection processes and having you have a say in your police department. So I mean, that's really all I've got to say. The only thing I would add is get the shingle shot if you're over 50, because shingles are no fun if you haven't had them. So I would highly encourage, if you've had the chicken pox, to go get that shot. So that's all I've got, Miss Mack. If there's a question or two, I mean, I don't want to dominate your meeting, but I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Okay, I thank you for that presentation. Well, that greeting, and just want to reemphasize that we were excited about our relationship with the police department, and we look forward to continuing that relationship of respect and being able to bring you those hard issues that sometimes you may not want to hear, but the relationship, the communication that we have established is important to us as an organization. And we thank you and know that we can continue that relationship as we go forward. So I appreciate you being on here on the at the meeting, even without invitation, that it was, you put that as a priority. So we look forward to working with you in your new capacity as a police chief. So thank you. Okay. Now we'll go down our agenda is pretty much the same as always. The minutes of our previous meeting, I'm just gonna read down what the agenda is, and hopefully everyone that's on the call received their agenda this morning and was able to print it out. Oh, okay, there it is. Somebody got it out. Okay. So we're at the minutes of previous meeting, and our previous meeting was at the city park for our July Mary Jane cookout. So we'll just say we had a wonderful time at that event. Just want to thank all those that came out to make that event a successful one. I want to thank Sister Wiley for the food set up and delivering the food to everyone that was there. I want to thank, I just want to thank all the membership really for just being there, showing up. The fellowship was great. The food was good, and just the sharing of each other's time was excellent. Someone asked me if I thought the cookout was a success if we accomplished what we were trying to accomplish, and I would say a astounding yes to that. We were able to get the mobile food bank there. Lots of people came out. I think all the food was taken. This homeless came out and ate with us. The police department and the fire department, they come out as always with activities for the kids. We had the vaccine mobile bus come out. So I do think that the event was a success, and I just thank everyone for making it a success. I want to throw out a special thank you to United Way for connecting me with the Pueblo Food Project, who connected me with Care and Share to get the food bank out there. It was like a grocery store, and the people came from everywhere to get the food, those that were in need. So I just wanted to thank everyone for that. Oh, and I also wanted to thank one of our members, our new members, Ricky Shaw. He donated some drinks for the event, as well as the coolers that he brought the drinks in. So I want to give him a shout out also. And that's all I have for that meeting for July. I'll have First Vice President Wiley. Do you have anything to report?
No, no more. Just say what you just said. It was a good thing at the picnic, and I'll just say mine till we get to the Freedom Farm. But now I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Second Vice President, Mr. Lambert, do you have anything to?
Oh, I just want to thank you, everyone. I've been on the road a lot with my new job, and but I'm doing my best to stay tuned. And I do want to applaud Miss Bianca Hicks again for helping spread the word about our announcements and to our members on our email list and all the work she's doing. And I do want to applaud Secretary Sandoval for her work, and we were assuring her that we will continue that search for an assistant secretary who will help us with that technical end on running the announcements and agendas and meeting minutes. So thank you all. That's all I have to report.
Okay, thank you, Alan. I'll give my report before we get started with the committee reports. I want to give a big shout out to the Juneteenth princess and little princess that came to the cookout. They were such a great presence at the cookout. So I just wanted to recognize them for coming out. There's pictures on the Facebook page of the cookout. I want to thank Bianca for putting those pictures up. So if you want to see some of the pictures, you may see yourself out there. So go to the our Facebook page and review those pictures. I wanted to talk about the annual back to school project that we normally provide school supplies or supplies to District 60. They're marginalized schools. They're Title I schools. So this year we decided that we would also include District 70. So we'll be supplying school supplies to both districts this year. I also wanted to talk about name tags. I've been going to different events and on different Zooms, and I know I have misplaced or lost my name tag, and I think we have not purchased name tags for our new officers or the executive committee. So I wanted to bring that up, that we would purchase some of those name tags. I believe we purchased the last ones at PCC. So if someone can get me that information, it would be great. CSUP is hosting its 14th annual Student Involvement and Employment Festival on Wednesday, August 25th from 10 to 2. Registration is $50, and I wanted to know if we want to have a table set up at that event. I guess we can discuss it more, but the deadline is on the 24th of this month. At the executive committee, we discussed possibly having a meet and greet at the library, and I contacted the library. Rollins Library is not having anything due to their renovation. I called Lamb Library, and they have openings on November and December, the second Saturday of the month. I did go on and reserve those dates if we want to do something, or if we would want to choose a different location and have the meet and greet somewhere else. We have a lot of new members and even older members that we don't know, we haven't met, so we don't know faces. I have names, I don't know everyone, and I know it's the same with other members. So I think it'll be a good time to meet each other and just share what our vision is to those that might be interested in joining the organization. So let's talk about that and see what we can do in the coming months. I know the national has lifted our in-person meetings. So now we can have in-person meetings. And it's going to be based off of whatever the local health department tells us to do. So if they shut us down again, then we will go back to Zoom. Or we can continue with Zoom until until 2022, just whatever the preference of the membership is. Also wanted to mention the training for this coming week. You can go on to the NAACP website, but the training this week is Tuesday the 17th. It's legislative advocacy, learning how to effectively work with our state legislators. On Wednesday is policy advocacy, introducing the city council resolutions. Thursday is environmental justice and equality for federal green buildings. It'll be a town hall meeting. And on the 24th is critical race theory, facts, lies, and the fight over school curriculums. So those are the trainings that are going on next week. You can go to the NAACP training or contact our national training director, Mr. Kevin Miles, at his email to register for any of those trainings. And again, I will try to put those on the website so that you might see them. I think if you have registered, you should be getting the emails from Mr. Miles in reference to all the trainings each week that they have going on. I wanted to just let you know that the United Way of Pueblo is accepting applications for youth mentorship. The deadline for that is August the 20th, and you can go to their website for more information if you're interested in that. I think that's a great cause. And if that's your forte, under the education sector of our organization, I think that would be a good thing to do. Let's see. And there were several people have well, not several, but I got some suggestions for some of the members in reference to joining the Pueblo Chamber of Commerce to increase our presence and to be aware or be in the know of what's going on in the city and to be able to give our input to that organization and to be recognized. So I want you to think on that also. And lastly, I attended a meeting with the mayors along with other nonprofit agencies this past Tuesday, and he presented a presentation on the ballot issue 2A, which is revenues for roads, and very impelling presentation in reference to keeping the excess tax money, the Tabor issue, and putting it towards the roads in Pueblo. And he is willing to present to us a presentation in reference to that and voting for that ballot issue. And that's all I have for right now. So I will go back to the agenda and we'll start our committee meeting, our committee reports. And our first committee is Alan Lambert with Communications. Do you have anything extra that you would like to say, Alan?
Oh, nothing to add. My usual reminder is that if you know any younger people under the age of 40, we want to aggressively recruit them into our organizations so they can get involved in committees. So if you know anybody, particularly under the age of 40, who might be interested in getting involved, then please point them to our local website, Pueblo NAACP.net. And there they can find the list of committees that we're interested in getting involved in. So that's one way to start. They can read about that and then have them get in touch with the chairs of these committees.
Yeah.
But we definitely need more help with logistical things like helping update our websites and all that technical stuff. So anything they can do to get involved would be great, to pass that torch, as it were. And that'll help ensure us for success as we go forward. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Alan. I know I call upon Bianca a lot, and I just want her to know that we really appreciate her technological expertise and just her willingness to do whatever I asked her to do. So I thank her a lot. I want to emphasize that we are still looking for an assistant secretary, as Alan had mentioned. Pretty much that person would assist our secretary in sending out announcements, putting flyers on our Facebook, our information on our Facebook about events, just the technological kind of stuff for our meetings. So if you're interested, or if you know anybody that's interested, please, as Alan said, send them our way. We're in desperate need of assistant secretary.
Yeah, and also to add to that, whenever you do speak with someone about potentially recruiting, let them know that, we understand that a lot of, especially younger people, they're already involved in a lot of things. Like, that the Black Student Alliance at CSU, they're heavily involved in their organization. And we have a lot of younger people in Pueblo, especially, are already involved in organizations. So really just assure them that, don't start with, we don't expect them to join and get involved in every meeting. Maybe just take a glance into what we do, learn about our organization, and then just kind of check in maybe every few months and see what's going on. And I think that would open the door for them in a very easy way.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Criminal justice, Mr. Wiley. Do you have anything to report, Mr. Wiley?
Thank you, Madam President, for I did want to quickly go over the 3 areas that I was involved in since our last membership meeting. One of them was the process for selecting the new chief of police. Wanted to ensure the membership that the NAACP was involved in all levels of the process. So NAACP did have its input in the chief of police selection process. Secondly, I just wanted to mention again the Alliance to Combat Human Trafficking, something that I'm getting involved in more and more and learning more about, and just want to let the membership be aware. And Mr. Lambert has put the website on our website in case you want to check it out and see what they're about, and learn a little bit more about human trafficking and what you can do to spot it and prevent it and be a part of the prevention process. And lastly, I met with Commissioner Garrison Ortiz concerning the new jail. We discussed a number of areas from design to operational procedures to construction appeal. And again, we agreed to have a further meeting. So I'm sure we'll be talking more in the future. Thank you. And that's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Wiley, for that report. The education myself, I just wanted to emphasize, well, I was invited to be a part of an organization called, what is it? The Greater Education of Colorado. And it's a organization that looks at the equity of the funding for all the schools in Colorado. And I was on their town hall on Tuesday, the first town hall, in reference to Initiative 31. And they opposed that initiative as it would take away from the schools, the public schools funding, equivalent to 7,000 teacher salaries and other services that the schools have. So we'll be meeting every month, the second Tuesday of the month, in reference to issues that may come up in the education realm. Also, I have talked with Miss Dr. Humphreys at CSUP in reference to us possibly going up and greeting the student organizations up there, as Alan said, to get those young people involved in what we're doing, just to share our vision and what we're doing as an organization, and see if they would like to come along with us to move the organization and the community as a whole forward. So we'll be planning activities to go and speak at CSUP and possibly also PCC. I have not spoken to anyone at PCC, but we do want to include them and even the young people in the high school. So we'll be working towards that as school starts back up. Next, we have.
No, just to add to that.
Okay, go ahead.
Madam President, just to add to your, at PCC, we do have, just as a reminder, we are in touch with the Dean of Student Affairs, Mr. Vernon, and also we met at Juneteenth, a young man who was, I think, a diversity, kind of does coordination as well. So I think would be a good person for you to speak with, and I'll make sure you have his contact information.
Okay, thank you, Alan.
You're welcome.
We're gonna skip over the environmental and climate justice for just a second. I know Mr. Holmes has a brief presentation that he wants to share. So we'll go and have our finance committee. I forgot to have the treasury report up at the beginning of the meeting, but I'll turn it over to Dr. Peterkin. Are you there?
Yes, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we'll go over the report now. Thank you, Madam President. The report for today, beginning general ledger balance July 1st, 2021, was the amount of $29,098.28. The deposits made include 7 memberships for June, an additional deposit, which would be a donation of $50, and I will change that in the next report. The memberships for July, I've added the deposits because they were not included on the last report. So this one is a corrective from the last report. The memberships for July, there were 4 at $120. An additional donation was made for $200, and that will all be a part of the actual totals here. The total revenue for the month of July would be at $781. Our expenses would be for our Zoom every month for our virtual meeting, our Constant Contact, which is our communication tool, for $19. The National NAACP membership fees that we pay for the month of May is a correction. It's $72.40, and it was taken out. It was not taken out during that month. It was something that I found and corrected. The national membership fees for this month, which would be the $126.70. The postage, printing, and embroidery services for the community cookout and Juneteenth, I have all the receipts at $5.61 2 The food supplies and rental fees for the community cookout and Juneteenth would be a total of $760.86. And all of those receipts are kept on file here, totaling with their expenses for the month of July at $14.83.70. with an ending general balance of $28,323.18. And that is the treasurer's report for the month of July.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dr. Peterkin, for that report. And I would like to emphasize, well, just state that for the embroidery, we purchased T-shirts for all our members, all our active members. So if you did not receive your T-shirt at the cookout, I do have the T-shirts ready for you. Let's see, I wrote down the different sizes, but we decided as a unit to purchase T-shirts for everyone, where we can wear our T-shirts to show for people to see as advertisement of our organization, and just the pride in what, you know, of the organization and why we're a part of it. So please get with me if you did not receive your T-shirt. I know Mr. Holmes had his T-shirt on at our executive committee meeting. Maybe he'll have it on today and everyone can see it. I was gonna wear mine, but I had another meeting prior to, so didn't have a chance to put it on. But we're excited about getting those T-shirts out to everyone. Next, we have our Freedom Fund Banquet Committee. Mrs. Helen Wiley, First Vice President.
Thank you, Madam President. I would just like to say that we should all be getting excited about our Freedom Fund banquet this year. We have 2 more months, and we'll be hopefully having our banquet. We'll be working on the invitations this week, getting them out to you. So hopefully by next week, everyone will have received their invitation. Just a reminder that as soon as you get your invitation, you need to go ahead and RSVP if you're coming, because there is limited seating. So if you want to be a part of our Freedom Fund banquet this year, which I'm excited about, and so is the committee. We're working so hard on that. Please get your RSVP cards in as soon as possible, because there will be limited seating at the banquet this year. And I know the Democrat Party, every time I see Kathy and Eric, Kathy, they are excited. They waiting to reserve their table. I talked with her last night, so they are really excited, and they waiting to RSVP for their table. So get your invitation back to President Mack as soon as possible, so you can be on our list for our banquet. And again, just mark your calendars for October the 29th at 6 o'clock at the Pueblo Country Club. And we look forward to having a great time, as we always do at our Freedom Fund banquets. Thank you, President Matt.
Thank you, Ms. Wiley, for that report. And also the flyer is on our website. So you can go to the website and see the flyer. Congressman Joe Neguse will be our guest speaker. And as Ms. Wiley said, seats are limited, and seats are based on first come, first served. So please, sir, ma'am, once you get your invitation, uh, fill out the registration card and get it back to us with your payment.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
this is Ron Wiley.
Yes, sir.
I too am extremely excited about this year's Freedom Fund banquet.
Yes, sir.
I think our keynote speaker, I'm just excited to hear him. I think he's going to bring some excitement to Pueblo. Though I know we are restrained and that there's very little we can do about it.
Right.
I am concerned about capacity. In normal times, our keynote speaker would bring us 300 or 400 in attendance, half of those politicians. And I understand our constraints, but I do expect it to be an exciting event, an event that any and everybody will want to attend. And I've heard a lot of talk about it. I've heard a lot of excitement surrounding it. So we're really looking forward to it. But my only concern is capacity. And should we have to come to the point of having to limit some capacity. So that's my only concern. But I really am looking forward to it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Wiley. Yes, it is a limited seating, a limited capacity. The most, I believe, is 180 people with you know, with the variant, with just the COVID and the different things that may take place. We are continuing to work as if it's going to be in person and the COVID's not going to have any effect. But the capacity is 180 people at the vineyard that we chose this year. So that's why we're encouraging everyone, if you're interested, please get your fill out your registration card and get it back with your payment, so that you can be there to experience this exciting event. So yeah, thank you for everyone. And we look forward to getting those registration cards back. Next, we have legal redress. Mr. Steve Mack.
Morning, Madam President.
Good morning. Oh, you're
Should I say afternoon?
you're
Am I crooked?
yes. You're
That's
upside.
all right. My words will come out straight. Amen.
Okay. Amen.
I also want to, share with you this morning about the upcoming event in reference to the Freedom Fund Banquet. And I would like to make a suggestion that we should broadcast this event just in case there be people who can't come because they didn't get their tickets early enough. And so if we broadcast that, that would make a difference. That'll be available to those who may not be able to attend, especially those staunch Democrats who will be late buying their tickets. Also, I'd like to encourage each and every one of us to be vigilant in the service because, our job has just begun in reference to civil rights, in reference to the voting issues that we're dealing with right now. And it really plays a strong interest in legal redress and also criminal justice. I received last month one complaint in reference to discriminatory measures. After talking with the particular individuals involved, I realized it was more of a health issue than a discriminatory issue. Gave them advice in reference to dealing with it from the health perspective, and then also gave them information about pro bono support in reference to dealing with it from that perspective. In other words, sometimes, everything is not necessarily a discriminatory practice. It's just the nature of people at times who are not doing what they should do. And when it comes to health issues and sanitation issues, then there are entities within our community that will deal with those. And so one report this last month, we hope that we'll be able to accomplish some greater things next time, but it's always easy to solve issues by being able to share information. So keep us in prayer, be encouraged that the NAACP will continue to do the mighty work that the Lord has assigned it to do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Mack, for your presentation, your report. And a great suggestion. I will bring that up to the committee and we'll see what we can do about that. Possibly getting that videoed or live video. So we will bring that up and take that under consideration. I looked and it looks like I missed the economic justice chair. Is Eric on the line? If not, I know they had a death in the family, so keep them in your prayers. So we did send a card to them, but keep Eric and Kathy in your prayers. Kathy lost her brother, so keep that family in your prayers. I do want to just mention that Eric, as chair of the Economic Empowerment, reached out to the mayor's office to request a meeting. And they responded back to us in suggesting that a person from the procurement office might present to us at one of our meetings the policies that the city follows, just so we will be in the know. Knowledge is a great tool, and so I think he will be following up with the city's chief of staff in reference to that, possibly getting someone from the procurement office to address the membership in reference to their policies. Next I have is membership committee, Mr. Hinton. Is Mr. Hinton on the line? Mr.
I
Hinton.
don't see Mr. Hinton on the line.
Okay.
Usually sometimes it might be partially my fault because I tend to text him just a reminder and I haven't been able to do that recently.
Okay. Well, if he's not on the line, I know we have received 3 renewal memberships as of August. We have updated the membership roster. I would like to ask the secretary if she could reach out to the national office or the supply line that they have to obtain the most recent, the roster that they have on file, so that we can compare our roster with their roster to ensure that it is up to date and accurate. But we have received 3 new renewals for August so far. Next, I have political action with Ms. Poole. Ms. Poole, are you?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can. I
All
can see
right.
you.
Well, Sister
you.
Mac,
Yeah.
Sister Mac and Ruth Nuremberg and I have been working on issues that we partnered with the League of Women Voters. Some of the issues are, we've decided on 4: candidate forum, ballot issue forums, redistricting, and For the People Act. And on Thursday, August the 12th, there was a redistricting forum to explain the redistricting maps. I was not able to attend that, but Sister Mac and Sister Nuremberg were both at that meeting. So if you have questions about that, you could ask them. You can also go on the NAACP Facebook for viewing of that meeting. Then on October the 14th at 6 o'clock, there will be a Meet the Candidate Forum. And on September the 30th, there will be a ballot issue forum. And then at our September and October meeting, the candidates will be available for brief presentation and questions and answer session. So that's basically what we've been working on. And if there are any questions about either of any of them, you may ask Sister Mac or Ruth Nor. Ruth, she's done a lot of work on those issues too. I think that's about it.
Thank you, Ms. Poole, for that report. Yes, the Political Action Committee has been very busy. The forum that we had on this past Thursday was very informative. We had the general, he was the attorney, the leading attorney for the redistricting commissions. He presented to us about the maps and other information. So it is on both the NAACP's Facebook site and the League of Women Voters of Pueblo's Facebook. And I just want to thank Ruth for partnering with us in doing these activities. It's important that we be involved in what's going on in our city, and especially our political realm, to ensure that equity and equality is presented. I wanted to also indicate that we will be doing a presentation, a virtual presentation. The Secretary of State Griswold will be doing a presentation, and it's tentatively scheduled for September 15th on the Voter Rights Act, the John Lewis Act for the People Act. Just the historical perspective of it, what its importance of it is today and going into our future. So that will be coming. We'll be putting out more information on that. I would like to give the opportunity for Ruth. That is Ruth on the.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak. I know the women, the voters are having some events also.
Yeah, we just have a whole bunch of events that we're working on putting together, including working with the Mayor's Youth Commission for a candidate forum. And about the event the other night on redistricting, I thought it went really well, and I learned some things that I did not know from that. So if you're interested in how that redistricting thing is going to shape up and what you might want to know before the hearing, which I think is next week, then you should probably look that over on Facebook. And if anybody wants, I can probably send them a direct link if you're not on Facebook. So that's all I've got.
Okay, yes, that town hall hearing is going to be Friday, August the 20th at 7 p.m. at CSUP ballroom. And yes, it was very good information. I got a lot out of it. So, and thank you, Ruth, for partnering with us. And thank you for being a member of our organization too. So, okay. The next committee is Religious Affairs. Is Pastor Reverend Dr. Brown on the line?
I haven't seen him on the line quite yet. He might be involved with the ministry today or so.
Okay.
But I'll let you know if he does join us.
Okay. And we'll skip over, go to women in NAACP. Miss O'Brien, is she on the line?
I have not seen Miss O'Brien yet on the line.
Okay,
We haven't seen her for a little while. Maybe we'll reach out and see how she's doing.
okay. Well,
But
now,
I did want to encourage, Ruth had mentioned, and she might have just stepped away, but speaking of women in the NAACP, Ruth had reminded me that we wanted to applaud Miss Bianca and Miss Sol, Bianca Hicks and Sol Sandoval for their being honored by the Latino Chamber of Commerce and the El Palmar Foundation at the second annual 40 under 40 in Pueblo I think last week.
right,
I know that's a great program that honors the young people under the age of 40 here in the Pueblo community. And that's a really great program. And I did recognize a lot of great individuals around that roster. And so Miss Bianca and Miss Sol were honored at that event recently.
yes, I do want to echo that. We did, people under 40, women under 40, doing great things in our community. And we appreciate what they're doing, and we appreciate that they're a part of our organization also. The great asset to what we do in making sure our community is vital and serves all the people and not just some. So I too congratulate Bianca. I didn't know Sol was recognized, but I know she's doing great things also. So congratulations.
Been really busy.
Congratulations to both of those ladies. Now I will have Mr. Holmes come up and do his presentation.
Thank you, Madam President.
Before you get started, Mr.
Yes.
Holmes, scoot back so everyone can see the t-shirt.
Oh, I just put it on. I had another one on, so I put this
Yeah.
on.
That's that t-shirt.
There it is right there.
If
You
you
talked
did
him in, you talked him into putting it on, Madam President. You talked him into changing his wardrobe.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, sure did. Yeah, I can't show you the back, you know, it's, I guess I could take it off, but I'd scare y'all to death and turn it around, but never forget it.
But
Thank you.
it says boots on the ground for
That's right.
equity and
That's
equality.
right.
Yes. Thank
It's a
you.
great shirt.
Go ahead with your presentation. I hope I didn't mess you.
First, thanks everybody for the Mary Jane Cookout and Barbecue. Everybody involved and everybody that attended, the police officers that showed up were fantastic, and firemen. It was just a joy to finally be together again after such a long absence. It was just fantastic. But thanks for everybody. It was fantastic, and you ladies outdid yourself. That was super. But anyway, I found out a while back from Jane Frazier. She's the CSU Pueblo engineering department head, now retired, about a small meeting that it was by invite only, and it was mainly with the commissioners. I think it was, let's see, when I have my notes, I can figure out. I think Chris Wiseman was there, and Garrison and Epi Grigo. And I think the mayor and maybe some of the city councilmen, but it was a presentation given from a company called NuScale, N-U-S-C-A-L-E. And they are involved in small modular reactors. And these reactors have been discussed by an organization called Generation 4 International Forum. This will be the fourth attempt to make a safe nuclear reactor. And you can actually go on YouTube and look up GIF or Generation 4 International Forum, and you can read about it. And you can see that there's 15 or 16 countries that have signed on that are promoting different designs that could possibly be the fourth generation winner of the nuclear small modular reactor. You can also just Google SMR, and that small modular reactor will probably come up, and you can go on YouTube and watch a tremendous amount of videos for and against and things of that nature. But because Velma Campbell and Jamie Valdez are on my committee, they're also with Mothers Out Front, which I'm a member of that also, and that has to do with just climate justice. And they have, we've all joined together, and we've come up with a nuclear free Pueblo group that wants to make sure that either way that this is done in a safe, prudent manner. And I can't stand the fact that they might step on Pueblo just for an easy way out. There are no free rides. We have to understand that that we have to make certain that we don't leave a mess for our grandchildren and our children and even ourselves. This is happening very quickly with climate change and the disasters, the floods, the hundreds of people drowning, and the millions of dollars worth of damage, the smokes, the fires. You know, Denver was just the second most polluted air in the world, with the fire, the Dixie Fire, which is destroying so many lives, and we're losing so many homes. We're losing our trees, which are carbon sink, which provide us with fresh air. Negative ions, which actually help your general feeling of well-being. If you notice, when you're in a city park, you feel much better than you do in a machine shop. It's just the way it is. The negative ions allow our bodies to absorb electrons that may be stripped off by the environment. So we have to make sure that if we do end up with some kind of a nuclear change out when Comanche 3 is shut down. Now this is going to take some time, because there is no real working small modular reactor today. They are on paper. And so the NewScale company, which has several videos online that you can watch, and this is their idea of these new generation 4 plants. I was involved in generation 2 plants in the mid 70s, and I'm not exactly a pro nuclear, but I can assure you that we will try to stay on top of this and make sure that hopefully that Pueblo decides properly to go with this up to 12 SMRs in a tank of water about 60 foot deep, less than 2 miles away. There are the IAEA, which is the International Atomic Energy Associations, one of their webinars on YouTube, they talk about that the emergency planning zone is going to be reduced from 10 miles to the site boundary. So that would mean that there would be no emergency planning for the city of Pueblo if NewScale gets the okay, but from the NRC, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, to go with just site boundary emergency planning, which would be the people that are working there. And on this IAEA, International Atomic Energy Association webinar, they speak of a 10-mile boundary, but in fact, it's actually 50-mile radius. So see, these plants are somewhat dangerous. If you have 50-mile radius, that would take in parts of Colorado Springs, the southern end of it, even maybe their airport. So anyway, I know that Gregory Jaczko, which is the former Nuclear Regulatory Commission chairman, does not believe that this is a great plan, because his reasoning is that there's no way that they can build 1,000 SMRs, which is what they really are wanting to do, and place them around the United States because they're smaller, they need much more of them. And because they're smaller, they think they can make money because it's economy of scale by the numbers of them. So it's somewhat disturbing to me that you could say that your emergency planning zone would be the fence line of the plant that I can see every time I'm driving on I-25 downtown. The physicians for social responsibility have a health risks of nuclear power. It's a webinar on YouTube. Intelligent Square Debates, which is something that I really like to watch because, you know, it has an audience out there, and these people decide how they feel about a certain subject, and then at the end they vote again and see whether or not the pro or con won the debate. And the debate was, it's time to expand nuclear power, and that's on YouTube, and you can watch that. And it's actually an IAEA video. Let's see other things here. You can also watch the NewScale test facility tours at NewScale Power on YouTube, and you can see they built like the top 1/3 of it, and then they show it to individuals that show up that are with the NRC and with different companies and corporations, and tell them how that this device is going to function. I was involved in emergency generator production for generation 2, which required a tremendous amount of cooling water, and it had to be there available in under 10 seconds. So the generators had to start in under 10 seconds. And so that was that part that I played in some of the designs for those very unbelievably large emergency generators, because you have to have cooling water to the core as quickly as possible. The NewScale design supposedly does not have to have this onboard local emergency power systems, and they claim they don't even need the grid tie, which was amazing because it was the grid tie that failed in Fukushima that actually caused most of the damage, because the grid tie, the towers that brought in the grid from another location collapsed, and so that was part of the whole problem. And their emergency generators were flooded out by the 45-foot sea waves. But anyway, I invite all of you to learn as much as you can about this subject, and because I think we need to know the truth. We need to have a sense of risk assessment that makes us feel comfortable to have our children and our families and our homes. Because if we evacuate our homes because of a problem, you have to leave your home. It's going to just be gone. You just won't be able to come back, like in Fukushima and also Chernobyl. So we have to make certain that we're protected so that our investments, I mean, our church, we have 100 churches in town alone. We have 12 museums. We have a river walk. We have all these wonderful things that make 52 city park and green areas. We have a wonderful river flowing right through. And that's one of the reasons they're here, is for the Arkansas River. They need the water to be able to make electricity by producing heat from any source, whatever it is. Let's see. I do invite you guys to watch webinar 43, which is titled Overview of Small Modular Reactor Technology. And that's a GIF education and training working group, which, you know, all these things, you're going to have a pro and a con on this because of past disasters, 8 nuclear disasters, in fact, and the amount of people that have been subject to possible damage. Radioactivity affects your body in a very, very slow way. As your cells divide, especially in children and women, the women, little children, their cells are dividing rapidly because they're growing, and they're very affected by any possible radioactive. I need a drink, just a second. Radioactive isotopes can bother them, and like iodine 131 is extremely deadly to fetuses in the womb. There is a fantastic video on YouTube. I think I sent it to Roxana and also to Alan. It's called Witnessed by Satellite, Solar Panels Turn Desert into Oasis. It's on New China TV user on YouTube. And that is a phenomenal thing. It reminded me of Pueblo because it's dirt and dust, and it's been animal husbandry has destroyed the land because you overgrazed it and then you had nothing but dirt and dust. But they built a 15-mile by 15-mile solar panels. That's 235 square kilometers. It's huge. And they have sheep feeding in it because they have a lake like we have next to it. And they pump water on it to clean the solar panels. And then the water drips down. The panels provide shade. And then you have all these goats, 1,000 to 2,000 sheep eating the grass. And so it's amazing what they've turned a desert into this fabulous, what appears to be fabulous. I haven't visited yet, but a place where you can recover just dirt and dust is what amazes me, what can be done. Of course, I am a solar advocate because I was a member of REOCA, Renewable Energy Owners Coalition of America, because I believe that distributed solar on rooftops would really help diminish our load during the day at least. And then there are other methods that can be invested in is battery storage and also efficiency by putting in 17 to 20 inches of insulation. My bills are extremely small. My carbon footprint is extremely small. I can put up a 2 kilowatt solar system, and that will provide most all of the power that I ever need. Just 2,000 watt solar system. But first, I did it by a high efficiency home. My home is extremely comfortable. The air conditioner, I have central air and it rarely runs. Matter of fact, it hasn't run today and it won't run probably till 6 or 7 tonight. So we can help the situation by caring about each other, by doing what we can each do to minimize the need for such a massive amount of energy. There is going to be a stampede of individuals trying to solve our climate emergency, because it truly is an emergency. And they are going to be the coal people, the natural gas people. It's the wind generators, the solar generators, hydropower from lakes, and also from geothermal, from the heat from the earth. So I invite all of you to try to learn as much as you can about this subject, because this is crucial, because this thing is within almost the city limits of our town. And so we would be living in the shadow of a very, 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 very powerful way to make heat. And the thing that seems to bother most of the people that are against this is the fact that someone thinks that they can have an emergency zone be the site boundary. Yeah. Most physicists and people that are involved in nuclear power that truly understand it, more so than I could ever dream to understand it, because these are PhDs. They're generally concerned about the fact that you would put it so close to cities. But this is necessary because the plan is actually to replace coal-fired plants. Well, the one in Colorado Springs, you drive right past it as you in the middle of town, right there by America the Beautiful Park is a coal-fired plant. So does anyone want to think about having the power of nuclear power that close by? To give you a comparison, the energy out of say fossil fuels is 50 megajoules, 50 million joules per kilogram, which is about 2.2 pounds. But with nuclear, it's 80 million megajoules per 2.2 pounds. So this is a powerful, powerful thing, and we may need it in the end, but I would just like to invite you, please learn as much as you can about this so that when you decide if we have a vote on it, a city vote, that you can make a vote that you feel very, very confident that it's the correct one. And thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. I know you're very passionate about this topic. It's a very important topic, and we will keep track of it to see what we may need to do in the future in reference to that. I know all the websites that he mentioned, we have placed them, I believe, on our site. So you can go to those sites to get more information on that. But yes, we will definitely keep an eye on what develops here in Pueblo.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your expertise in that. And as we all know that climate change is real. Just this week, I believe we had the worst, well, I think Denver had the worst air quality in the whole world. And ours was not that great either. They were encouraging people to stay in if they had issues with asthma or allergies and things of that sort. So we know this is a real issue. And like I said, we will stay abreast of what's going on here in Pueblo. I wanted to re-emphasize that the national office, the national training, will be having a town hall on environmental justice on the 19th at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. So please educate yourselves that we might be able to make the right decisions when the time comes. I don't think we have any unfinished business. Did we have any unfinished business? Nor new business?
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
I just want to bring up the fact that there has been $100 million allocated from the federal government for air quality monitoring and environmental justice. And the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment is going to have a webinar coming up August the 17th, which I'm going to try to attend. And it's called it's a community roundtable discussion on the American Rescue Plan, improving ambient air quality monitoring to address health outcome disparities. So I'm going to try to attend that if I can, and then get back and make a report on that.
What was the date again for that?
August the 17th.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an email. I didn't write down all of the particulars about it. It's put on by CDPH or whatever, Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment.
Okay.
So that there is $100 million out there, and so I want to find out how Pueblo can qualify for some of those funds, because we don't have any air monitoring in Pueblo, none. We have a few plants, and like BF Goodrich, it's a carbon plant out here east of town that reports the EPA and tells them how much, can't remember the chemical right now, but I'm sorry, but how much of this they put out. And then the Comanche 1, 2, and 3 tell the EPA how much benzene they pump out on top of us. But I'd like to just find out in this roundtable is how can we make sure that we get some of those funds, because we have no air monitoring system.
Okay. Well, just to elaborate, I was just recently invited to be on the equity task force at the Pueblo Department of Public Health and Environment. So this may be a question that I can pose to them in reference to that. So, and I'll be attending a public health meeting on September 1st. I think it was around COVID, but we can also definitely address that issue also. Do we have any other presentations? Anyone want to speak before we go to our announcements and comments? Is there any other members on the line, on the call?
Madam President, this is Ron Wiley.
Yes, sir.
I know that our long-standing member, TC Neal, is on the line with us today. And of course, we all know the connection with our annual picnic. And so if he'd like to say something, but I just want to recognize that he was at the meeting today, and it's good to see it. Thank you.
Okay. I'm excited that he's on the line also. Hi, Mr. Neal. We're happy to have you here with us this afternoon. And of course, everybody knows that our cookout is named after his wife, Miss Mary Jane Neal, who was an intricate part of our organization. So I'm happy that you're on the line on our meeting today. And if you would like to have any words, I will definitely pass it over to you. Okay, he did. Oh, there you go.
He's muted.
You're on mute, Mr. Neal.
That's all he said. No.
Okay. Mr. Neal, can you get on? While he's trying to get on, we'll go on and just announce the announcements and comments. As indicated earlier, the Colorado Redistricting Town Hall will be Friday, August the 20th at 7 p.m. at CSUP's ballroom. The city candidates' final petition deadline is August the 23rd, and the official list for all those running will be August the 28th. I did receive a tentative list that was on file with the city clerk's office as of Friday, yesterday, of those that have signed their petitions to run for office. So we'll go by that list to invite to address the membership. Also, we want to mention the El Pomar 2021 Milton E. Provey Cultural Heritage Visual Induction Ceremony. That will be August the 20th, 5:30 to 6:30. And you must RSVP by the 16th. And of course, our Freedom Fund Banquet, which will be October 29th. So just keep those dates in front of you and on your minds. Is there any other announcements or comments?
I have some.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to mention that Bianca Hicks and Soul Thunderball were both recognized at the 40 Under 40 event by the Pueblo Latino Chamber. I do have the program in front of me if you guys would like to hear what they were honored for, or we can just leave it at that and move on.
Well, definitely, we can put that on our website, but go ahead. I would love to hear it. If it's not too long.
It says, Bianca Hicks was recently named Vice President of Strategic Operations with United Way of Pueblo County. Her work over the last 13 years has solidified her commitment to serving and improving the broader community through United Way and her volunteer activities with El Pomar Foundation's Emerging Leaders Development Program. That's that leadership development program that people are going through. The Multicultural Youth Leadership Initiative for Excellence, Executive Partnering to Invest in Children, NAACP Pueblo Branch 4005, and the United Way Worldwide Lead Program, Leaders Engaged in Accelerated Development. She and her husband Kenny were married in 2009 and shared 2 rambunctious sons, Jace and Jalen. Bianca stated that her favorite thing about Pueblo is the people who call this community home, their warm and welcoming spirit and incredible sense of community. Yay!
Yeah.
And then for Saul, it says, Saul is currently a community organizer for the Colorado Trust, a statewide philanthropic organization doing work to advocate for improved public health, especially in the Dogpatch neighborhood. Outside of work, Saul has always spent her free time fighting for the dignity and respect of her community within Pueblo. She's an officer of the local NAACP chapter, and during the George Floyd protests, facilitated a conversation between police and concerned community members. Recently, Saul also announced her candidacy for the United States House of Representatives to represent Pueblo in the 3rd Congressional District in Congress.
Great. And I am so glad that they are a part of our organization of people on the move to make this community better for everyone. So yes, thank you for that, Miss Ruth. Bianca, do you have anything to say?
She's too busy being taken aback. She can't speak. Congratulations, Bianca. We're proud of you.
Thank you, Ron. When is the last time you've seen me speechless?
No, we are so excited and proud. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor for me to be able to serve on this committee and to help out in any way I can. So thank you.
Okay. If there's not anything else for the good of this meeting, I think we've already surpassed our time. Yeah. Well, we're right on time, really. Is there anything else? Please get with me for your t-shirts.
It
I
also
want
looks like
all-
Miss Bianca
we
shared the, pardon the interruption, Madam President. Miss
No.
Bianca shared the link on our chat of the Milton E. Proby Cultural Heritage
Okay.
virtual ceremony. So that link on our chat window, if you click on that, that's how you can register to watch that event that Mr. Wiley was sharing about us. Okay, thank you.
Bianca, can you share the flyer for our Freedom Fund banquet by chance?
Sure, give me just a second.
Okay. See, her technical expertise is just outstanding.
Better than me and you, huh?
Yeah.
You should be able to pull it up in the chat.
Okay. Let me see. See, I don't even know how to get to the chat. Alan, can you do that? Where is he?
Oh, come on. That's enough in there.
Okay, I could probably, if she posts it to the chat, then I could download and share screen.
Yeah, I can't.
Here we go. I see it. Okay, I'll download that and share it to the screen in a moment here. And, okay. There we go. And then I open this up here. Here we go. Freedom Fund flyer. All right.
Okay.
Just gotta drag that over to a browser window. There we go.
Okay.
That's
But
what it looks like.
Okay, pinched out to make bigger.
Yeah.
Can you make it bigger? Oh, there you go. There's our flyer. We'll be going out this coming Thursday. We have two different flyers. One's going to our membership and one's going to all our corporate, our organizations, all our cohorts in the community. Okay. But please, I'm going to leave you with this. Just think about our meet and greet and when we want to do that. And I think we can adjourn this meeting with a prayer by Mr. Jones.
Curtis, before we adjourn, when do we need to let you know about the meeting, greet? At our next meeting in October?
Well, you can start letting me know. Just send me some emails and things, and we can decide on that. Because we've already decided we want to do it, so the sooner the better. I would think. And other than that, just everyone have a blessed evening. Continue to be safe and continue to be active in the community. Mr. Jones, can you close us out in a prayer, please?
Yes, I will. Almighty God, give you thanks for your presence and the spirit with us. Give you thanks for your guidance in our discussions. We ask for your blessings in this guidance as we leave this meeting. We ask for that you would be guiding us in all of our endeavors, all of our thinking and actions, that we would be able to do not only that which we have discussed, but particularly that in accordance with your will. We ask that it be done in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. And just keep all the activities in mind. We really would like participation from the membership. So we have a lot of political action stuff going on, economic justice going on, criminal justice going on. So we're busy. So thank you all for everything that you do. Have a good evening.
Good
Bye-bye.
evening.